Welcome back. We are investigating this afternoon behind the curtain into the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime. That's the next show that you can head to by All of Us Express Children's Theater. And we have two of the wonderful actors joining us today, Lincoln and Leo. How are you guys?
I'm doing all good. How about you?
Oh, yeah. Doing good. Are you guys tired? Because you guys have been rehearsing for this show for months. So how are you feeling that, hey, it's all finally coming together?
Right? The excitement is definitely there. I'm so ready to get this going. I'm just so pumped to perform.
Yeah, I love that. You get those pre-show jitters, but this is such an important and really powerful show. So Lincoln, can you tell me a little bit about what it's all about?
Yeah, so basically the premise of it is that Christopher is a 15-year-old boy who discovers that his neighbor's dog has been murdered, and he makes it his mission to find out what happened, who did it, and he finds out a lot of other things along the way without spoiling.
That's right. That's right. We don't want to spoil it. But with that being said, both of you, can you tell me a little bit about your characters? Leo, why don't you tell me first?
Yeah. So Siobhan is Christopher's teacher, and she's really this constant in his life. We've talked a lot about what this character means, and I think she represents what a lot of young children have in their life, which is this important adult who is always there for them.
Yeah.
And for Christopher, this happens to be his teacher, which is Siobhan. And so, yeah, so she also is the narrator for a lot of this. So that really just continues her role as this continuous force in his life.
I love that. Now, Lincoln, before we talk about your character, I love that you said that there's a constant role, somebody like a mentor, a guide in your life. And funny that it's Teacher Appreciation Week as well. So when you're playing that role, do you channel a teacher that was like that for you?
I mean, my mom was a teacher, and I got to be in her classroom a lot as a kid.
Okay.
So when I imagine this important teacher, some really good teacher, I always imagine my mom. So I really try to channel her, and she also was the one who got me introduced to acting. So she's really she's who I try to become in that moment on stage.
Oh my goodness! Well, tell her Happy Mother's Day and Happy Teacher Appreciation Week as well. Lincoln, tell me about your role as well, and how do you find that you relate to your character at all?
Yeah, I relate to Christopher a lot. We have a lot of the same mental processes, which is something that I'm very happy to be able to, act out, because I haven't really gotten an opportunity to do that until this role. But I really like being able to, channel that.
That's great, and I feel like that's what makes the performance even better, when it doesn't almost feel like you're playing a character, but you're kind of just showing a different side of yourself, too. I love that. So were either of you familiar with the show at all before you auditioned, or what was it about it that made you say, hey, I have to get up there, at least put myself out there, whether or not I get in?
Yeah, I read, it's based on the novel by Mark Haddon, and I had originally read it for a class, and I really loved the novel. I thought it was so interesting. And so when I saw that there was an opportunity to be in a studio class version of it, I knew I just had to be part of it, because I just loved the book so much.
Oh, I love that. When they're a book first, I always feel like those are the ones that are always better on stage too, on top of them. But I'm a theater geek, but that's just me. What about you? Why did you want to audition for this?
I had not read the book, but I knew that I knew of it. And when I learned that they were putting it on, I did read the book, and I was like, oh, I got to get in on this. And I hadn't done a show with All of Us in a minute, so I was kind of jonesing to get back in the scene.
I love that. And even when you're just familiar with the book, it still allows for a lot of exploration and discovery on stage. And with that being said, like I said, you guys have been rehearsing since January. My goodness. So what's the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself throughout this whole process? Lincoln, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, I really love how long-term this has been. A lot of shows run for a little shorter, but we only have rehearsals on the Saturdays, so it takes a little longer to get ready. But honestly, what I've learned is just being with these people and working so hard to get this result at the end has just been so great.
I love that, and that's the best part about theater, is those relationships that you get to create with your cast members, with your director, choreographer, everyone all together. What about you? What's been the best part?
I think this show, I would describe it as maybe a little bit more avant-garde. It's not super out there, but it's still different than your average theater experience. And I think that's the coolest part about it. And so I've learned that I really love acting in that kind of space. Where everyone is on stage for the first act, and so that's really cool, because you get to really be in the scenes for the whole time, and so I've learned that I really love doing that.
I love that. And this is a Tony Award winning show that you guys have been working, like I said, tirelessly putting this all on stage, so we cannot wait for a world for everybody to get a chance to see it. If you're looking at your screen right now, here's the flyer, here's where you can get tickets, date and time. But quickly, can you both tell me what is something that you want audiences to walk away with after seeing it this weekend?
I think the big theme of it is, you know, it's sort of a self-acceptance kind of thing. Like, who you are is who you are, and that's a big deal.
And that's something to be proud of and to be happy about as well. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think it delves into a lot of stuff that we don't really see in modern media surrounding, because Christopher has autism, and we don't see a lot of like this accurate representation, and I think this show has a really good, does a really good job at doing that. So.
I love that, and I know you guys are going to do a phenomenal job putting that on the stage. So break a leg. Thank you for all the work it is that you guys are doing, and we cannot wait to see it all unfold. And again, we'll have those details online as to how you can support these wonderful young actors. Plus, we've got more studio.